Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and woes of life. Love deprived, looking to revive. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, motives reflected off the mirrors and pit clear, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and raving the grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you can see.
Boom. Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. I'm your host, Matt Clark, and this is, what is today? Thursday, the 11th of January, and we better enjoy today because we know that it's getting ready to get freezing cold here in Oklahoma City. I'm not ready for it, but, it is what it is. But anyway, we came on early today because I've got a lot of stuff to do. I'm taking Ace to get to meet his new babysitter, so we'll see what that's going to be like and see how that's going to work out. So I'm excited. Hopefully that will work out from a big fat boy there, and hopefully he'll be able to be happy there. But we're going to start off today, of course, with breaking news because, I don't know if anybody really saw this happening. I didn't see it happening, that Nick Saban retires from Alabama. I did not see this happening. I thought if he won it, I thought that that's a possibility that he would do it then, but I did not see him leaving. I really did not. I thought maybe, if he wanted, he would be able, but, of course, he was in the Final Four again, and I saw something that I was like almost every year he was the coach, 17 years in Alabama, that they were at some point rated number one. That's crazy. Now, a lot of it I already counted because a lot of it was at the beginning of the year. So that's kind of like a lot of these teams start out. How many times is Oklahoma, OU started out number one or top five, it ended up not even top 10. So, the beginning rankings, I don't really count. To me, that's one of those things where I was talking to Nathan last night about stats. You can create stats however you want to. That's like, how many times did you end up being number one, or how many times did you end up finishing in the top five? Not where you started, but where did you finish? Not during the first of the year when it's the beginning and you're loaded with a supposed roster or whatever. But to me, a more important stat is not how many times you were number one, even though that's impressive. To me, is how many times did you finish in the top five at the end of the year? Because when you look at Switzer and you look at Stoops and you look at their records like that, then that's when you talk about what happened and what you finished at. That to me, that's what's more important. Bobby Bowden, things like that. That to me, those are the things that I really look at and go, man, that was ridiculously impressive. But anyway, Nick Saban out. The question is, what's he going to do? The rumor is he's going to be in ESPN Game Day to replace Lee Corso, which I could completely see that. And, let's face it, ESPN has a lot of money, even though they're in the midst of a little controversy right now with their Emmys. But anyway, I could see him being on College Game Day with those guys. And plus that would just, boom, enhance the visibility of College Game Day. And plus on the top of that, I think Lee Corso is done. And, for him to be able to come back from cancer the way he did and be able to survive, I think it's great. But to me, I don't want to see that old dude out there. You have a robot. I mean, those days are long gone. I mean, he came and went past his prime, and I do applaud ESPN for keeping him on an extra year. But I mean, he's not relevant anymore. He was done. So, and I think in everybody's time there comes a time where your relevance to whatever sport you're in comes to an end, and you have to adapt. You have to change, and if you don't, I think that's what hurts a lot of people. And I think Nick Saban had done a fantastic job in adapting and changing and doing all the things that he needed to do as a coach to make it better. And I thought that he did that, but for the most part. But at the end of the day, he retired, and I think that this transfer portal And NIL, I think that just wore him out. I just believe because I think that he had got to the point where he's Alabama, he could get everybody he wanted, and he didn't have to worry about kids leaving and all that. And like I said, to me, the transfer portal is a good, excuse me, it's good and bad. I think that everybody should be able to transfer once because for those of you who weren't athletes, who weren't able to go to or being heavily recruited, you get lied to. Okay, they're going to do whatever it takes to get you to come to their university. Okay, so I have zero problem with the kid, leaving. But for the most part, 90% or 80%, 85, 90% of the time, you pick the right school the first time. But there are times that it does happen. And then on top of that, to me, if your coach leaves, you should have the right to leave. I did not come there because of Oklahoma State. I came there because of the coach. You didn't go to OU because of OU. You went there because of the coach. You didn't go to Alabama because of Alabama. You went there because of the coach. You go to a school because of the coach. You do not go because of the school unless you're a legacy kid or you grew up, idolizing that school. But for the most part, you go to a university because of the coach. And if that coach leaves, why are you there? And I came across that same decision when I was at Oklahoma State. My coach left, and I had the chance to stay or go, and I almost left, and I was getting ready to transfer to Arkansas to go play for Eddie Sutton, but I didn't go because I had the opportunity to play for the USA Junior World Team and to try out for it. What they basically did is took the top 44 freshmen that were going to be sophomores, and the country high schoolers were going to be freshmen, and had them all try out. We were on 4 different teams, and then they picked the top 12 of those 44 to represent the United States. So if I had left and went to Arkansas, I'd have been ineligible to play or to try out. So that's the reason why I stayed there, but it ended up being a great decision because I ended up having some lifelong friends. And, one of my best friends, Randy Wright, the commander, president of UConn National Bank, YNB. So the relationships that I established or I built, over that period of time because I stayed at Oklahoma State, those far outweigh me leaving. So, a lot of things happen for a reason, and you've got to figure them out and be able to deal with it. So, I want to say that I'm not leaving. Me staying there was a great decision on my part. It ended up being the best decision that I could have made at the time. So that being said, Nick Saban is out. At Alabama, the question is who's going to take his place. Then we got some more news about the NFL. So, arguably the greatest college coach. Well, not arguably, he was the greatest college football coach in the history of college football. So, who's going to replace him? I mean, that's kind of like replacing Barry Switzer, or when they replaced Bud Wilkinson, or when you replaced what's my guy at Alabama now with the hat? Oh my God, I can't even believe I can't think of his name now. But anyway, replacing him. There's certain people that are at a school, Bear Bryant, or at a school for a length of time, and then they have to be replaced. Replacing a legend is not easy. And I think that whoever takes that job, it's going to be tough. The question is it Kalen DeBoer, the kid coach at Washington, which, do you want to take him or do you want to take, stay there and stay at home with your assistants that are there? So we shall see how that works. Last night, the Thunder took care of business. Oops, sorry. That was not my thing. The Thunder scored. That should be the Thunder score. I don't know why that did do that. I know that last night what I did is when we were doing, after the storm, what I did is I accidentally put that in there last night. So that is not what should have happened, but I accidentally stuck that in there, and I know what happened. I did that last night, not accidentally trying. But the Thunder, anyway, last night took care of business over the Miami Heat last night, 128 to 120. And I'll pull that up for you guys so that you guys will have it on here. Sorry about that, peeps. But anyway, the Thunder took care of business last night, 128-120 over the Heat. Great win by the Thunder last night, even though they almost gave it away, which is uncharacteristic of our team. We usually handle our business. We don't usually do that. So, but anyway, We didn't score for 3 minutes there, and they went on a 10-0 run to cut into our lead, but then we ended up closing the door on them. So the Thunder now are 25-11. The Heat dropped to 21-16, and I am 3 wins away from what I predicted that I wanted the Thunder to be. Third, 28-12. I thought if we're 28-12, that we would be sitting pretty to be one of the top 4 seeds in the West for the first half of the season, with 42 games left. The Heat were 15-36 from the field from three, and they cooled off finally. They were stroked. I mean, this is the 4th game in a row that we act like we forgot how to play wing defense. I mean, teams were just not. I mean, started with the Hawks. We couldn't guard the wing or the perimeter. With the Nets, couldn't guard the perimeter. The Wizards couldn't guard the perimeter. Now against the Heat, we couldn't guard the perimeter. The difference is that, well, that's not the difference. All of them slowed down at the end, which allowed us to creep back in the first 2 games against the Hawks and against the Nets, even though we couldn't get all the way back, but we got back to the game, got back in the game late. And against the Wizards, we took care of business there at the end. And then now against the Heat, they were just stroking threes. And then at the end of the 4th quarter, once again, our coach, he is going to cost us. I'm telling y'all now. And I know a lot of y'all like him, and a lot of y'all are like on my case saying that I'm too hard on him. I'm really not. Like I try to tell Nathan, I'm not a stats guy. I don't look at the stats. I don't look at that nonsense. I look at what my eyes tell me. What is the flow of the game? When do you sub? Because like I had 2 different types of coaching when I coached. I would coach based on what was happening during the year, during the season, and then tournament. Two totally different things. And whenever we played in tournaments, I would play the best players based on what was happening with the team, so the matchups, and then the flow of the game. Because in the during the league, when we played leagues, everybody played exactly. We played 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Or 8-2 or whatever it was. I had to. I don't know. I don't remember what it was now. But anyway, I had a system down. I'm gonna play this many times. I'm gonna do this, this, and this. That was how I coached. But when it came to winning games that were 50-50 games, or the games that in a tournament, I changed how I looked at it. And so this guy here, he does not do that. I mean, SGA was 5 for 6 in the first quarter. He didn't get in until 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Now, you're down 50-53. You fight back, and then with 4.5 minutes to go, still he's set for over 7 minutes. Then you put in Isaiah Joe instead of him. And once again, I'm trying to explain to you all that this guy is going to cost us victories. He's going to cost us games because of his style. And he does not get it. He really, 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 really doesn't get it. And I'm not being mean. All I want you all to do is watch. SGA is hot. Hey, what's up, Nathan? How you doing, man? That's my guy, Nathan Taylor of YB. What's up, bro?
Not much, man. How are you?
Good. But what I'm saying is, to me, if you'll watch, no coach is going to now. Here's the issue. He plays SGA the whole first quarter, whole third quarter. And then he sits in because he has a minutes he wants to play him. And I'm like, I don't care if you do that in certain games. But when he's 5 for 6 and he's rolling, and then we cut the game back in, and you sit him and you basically are cooling him off. He's a cooler when it comes to SGA. But he plays J-Dub the whole quarter because that's what his thing is. I'm going to play SGA the first quarter. I'm going to play J-Dub almost all of the second quarter and the fourth quarter. Well, that's fine. But when the game is close and he's not playing well, you got to bring in your best player, and he does not do that. And have we not noticed that, Nathan, since I brought that up to you?
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Matt. If say minutes don't change, maybe go up maybe by 1 or 2, would you rather see him maybe come out? I know this is the way he's been doing it for a long time, but would you rather see him come out with maybe like 1 or 2 minutes to go in the first quarter and then come back with like 8 or 9 minutes to go?
Well, it depends on what the quarter's doing.
Okay. So
but Nathan, this is my thing. If he plays the first and third quarter, that's 24 minutes, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So to me, he's at, what is he at, 34 and a half minutes now? Is it 30, what is it, 35? What is it, 36? You said you came up with the number last night.
Yeah, and you berated me for it, man.
Well, because to me, it's like, well, this is why I did that. Because it said he played however many minutes last night. I'm like, he played 15 minutes last night. Did he not?
In the first half, yes.
Yes. And so when I look at that, it's frustrating to me because I'm like, dude, you, what the Athletics said in their article, will this guy know how to coach an all-star player? He does not. What he is, he's a developer of talent. And right now, the Thunder's focus is developing J-Dub. So you're developing J-Dub. Why? Because, one, you are either going to get rid of SGA and you trying to put J-Dub in that role as the closer, and he's not that guy. Number two, are you trying to bring up his confidence in order to make him be the lead number two, which nobody thinks, everybody thinks is SGA and Chet are a 1-2 punch, and J Dub is third.
Which is right.
Or number three, do you really, 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 truly believe that J Dub is better than SGA?
I'm going to say no.
I think they really believe that because that's what I've heard.
How can they?
That's what I heard. That's what they said in the building. That's what they said.
I just don't agree with it because
it doesn't matter if we agree with it. That's what they're thinking. They're high.
No, I'm just saying I don't agree with that opinion. Like, I mean, I don't know. Obviously, you have sources, and I don't discredit that at all. But I can't believe that. Just because I don't think I can't see in any scenario. And I know Mark is not really the coach we want.
No, he's not the guy.
But he's still a good basketball mind, in my opinion. And so obviously Preston is.
I'm gonna say that he is an excellent builder of talent. Yes, he can grow a talent. Yes, he's that. I'm gonna give you that part. My basketball mind negatory, but great builder of building players up to make them better, 100%.
Which is a part of being a good basketball mind.
No, to me, a basketball mind is somebody who can take the game and dissect it and figure out what's happening and understand the ebb and flows of the game. When do I sub? When do I take out? What? This is what's happening in the game. That ain't him.
So, okay, I'll disagree with you on that because you know that better than I do. So, but I just can't believe with the knowledge and the experience that both of those two have. When I talk about Mark, and I'm talking mainly about Sam, really. But I just cannot believe that, like I said, the knowledge and skill and background in basketball that they have, that they actually believe that. I can't believe it. Because me as a fan who doesn't know, they forgot more about basketball than I'll ever know. I see it. And for them not to see it, I just can't, I can't believe that. I'm sorry.
That's what I said.
I'm not saying that that's not what they're trying to do.
No, that's what I said. I'm saying it's one of those three things. Which one of the three do you think?
I think it's just them. Say the first two again. I know, kind of know, but I forgot what 1 and 2 were. So go for 1 and 2.
Okay, number one is they are trying to build him up to replace SGA.
Okay.
Or number two, they're trying to make sure it's him and SGA, then Chet.
I think it's probably a little combination of both, to be honest with you. I hope it's not the first one.
Because
it could be.
Go ahead.
But because I can't believe the third one, man. I just
can't. When someone told me they heard that from the Thunder people, I was like, huh? How, you what? They think what?
Who are the Thunder people?
The coaching staff. Coaching staff.
Okay, so
these are people who see them every day.
I can't believe it. I'm sorry, man. Maybe you're right. You probably are. I don't know.
Well, it's not matter if I'm right. It's what they're telling me. And I told him, I was like, have they lost their damn mind? What are you looking at? Now, are you saying that he practices harder than SGA? That's hard to believe. Are you saying that he can stop SGA on a regular basis and this and that? You know, everybody has their days. But all I know is what I see in games compared to what I see in practice. Like, I'm more of a game player than I was practice player. I mean, I'm going to practice. I'm going to do my thing in practice. You know, I'm going to practice hard. That's not what I'm saying. And I'm going to train and work on my game hard. But when it came to, like, practicing hard, okay. I mean, I don't say I walked through it, but when it came to me doing my drills to get me better, 100%. When it came to scrimmaging, yeah, I'd go through a scrimmage and, whatever. But if I needed to bust your butt, I could do that like the time that I'm the leading candidate for All Big A Player of the Year. I get sick. I come back from practice after missing 2 days, and I'm on the B team. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm leading the conference in scoring, averaging over 20, and I'm on the B team for this guy? And so I'm on the black, so I'm switched, okay, jerseys for the scrimmage. I had 50. Guess what I was the next day? Back on the A team. Now, normally I might score 15 points or 10 points or something during the scrimmage. You know what I'm saying, Nathan? So maybe that's it.
Right.
Okay, maybe that's it. I don't get it. But all I know is last night when the announcers go, oh, did you see that? J-Dub. I was like, no, that was not J-Dub that did that. That was funny last night. That was funny. I mean, they're trying to promote him so bad that they. That was funny. I'm sorry.
We can talk about that in the organization all we want. Everybody knows anything about basketball can agree that, and if they don't, they're just lying to themselves. The announcers are they're awful.
They're terrible. But this is the thing.
I like Chris Fisher as a person, and
he's our new announcer. He wasn't the announcer that we had in the beginning.
Right. No, that was what was his name? Brian Davis.
Yeah, right? They replaced him.
Yeah, because
we don't need to go into why they did, but they did.
No. But I like Chris Fisher just as a voice.
Uh-huh.
Michael Cage is probably a pretty nice guy.
Yes.
He just doesn't. He does probably know what he's talking about. He's just supposed to do.
He is such a homer. Oh my God!
If he actually could
say what he wanted to say.
Yes, that's exactly right. If he could say what he wanted to say, I don't think he'd be as bad as he is.
I agree.
But
I agree with that.
The organization. We've always known. We've always known.
This is the thing with the Thunder. They don't like bad press. And once again, oh, by the way, I'll go over this in a minute. Remind me about. Well, here, let's just do this now since we're talking about it. We're talking about Chet and SGA being the MVPs. Had that ever happened before? Remember, to have an MVP and a Rookie of the Year on the same team? That happened one time in history. I forgot to put that on. In 1957, with the Boston Celtics, with Bob Cousy as the MVP and Tom Heinsohn as the Rookie of the Year. And there was, 8 teams in the league at that time, or 10?
Yeah.
And since then, there's only been 2 guys in the history ever to win the Rookie of the Year and the MVP. And I know you know who one is. Do you know who the other is? Take a guess. He played for the team we just beat 2 games ago. His son plays for the team, as a matter of fact.
Washington?
Yes, his son plays for the team.
Would have been the Bullets.
Yes, which they had to change that name to Washington Bullets. I've always liked that name, but yeah, they had to change that name.
Yeah, I thought that was good. Man, I don't know, man. Oh my God.
Wes Unseld.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
played with Elvin Hayes. He was the Rookie of the Year and the MVP, and of course the other one clearly was Wilt. So you got to think about this. Only in the history of the game, there's only been 2 guys ever to win the MVP and the Rookie of the Year at the same time. So you know how dominant they were. And then I saw this guy this deal talking about Larry Bird should have been the Rookie of the Year and the MVP. No, he shouldn't have. No. Rookie of the Year, he barely got that over Magic. That's why Magic went off in the championship, because Larry won the Rookie of the Year over him, which was back then. It was. I'm not even gonna get into it. But anyway, SGA dominating. Go ahead.
I was watching this. It might have been a 30 for 30 on the '92 draft, and it was when Shaq won the MVP or the Rookie of the Year, and then Alonzo Mourning was second. That was a pretty good show, man.
Talking about second in the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I think Lonzo still thinks he should have won it, to be honest with you.
Shaq was pretty dominant at the Magic.
Great.
He's pretty dominant, dude. He's pretty dominant.
Yeah.
But anyway, SGA, the NBA December Player of the Month, averaging 36 and 3 steals. And Chet, 17, 7, and 3 blocks. So Chet's doing good. But, Wembanyama, dude, Chet's numbers are going to be great. But, dude, he had his first triple-double the other night. But he's special, bro. Wembanyama, he's special. The behind-the-back move that he did on Damian Lillard, and then with the and one dunk over Lopez for 7, what is he, 7-4, whatever he is, that's pretty impressive.
Sure. He's amazing.
Can
you imagine if he would looked into that first pitch?
Well, the problem is I don't know how well he and Chet would work together, dude.
You'd have to make them work together. Because
I know you'd have to, but I mean that'd be tough. But it would be easy for both of them because you've got SGA and you got J-Dub.
So I'm saying, like, can you imagine SGA? Let's say, as much as I don't like Josh, SGA, J-Dub, Chet, Wembanyama all on the same.
Well, you'd have starting. You'd have SGA, Dort, J-Dub, Wemby, and Chet. Josh would come off the bench.
Yeah, you have to start both those guys.
You have to start both those guys, and you'd have to have, and that's when you split up their time as far as subbing in and out. But to answer your point earlier, I don't know if you can. I don't know subbing out SGA at the end of a quarter. I don't, because of the group that he has in there. Because remember, he's the start. He doesn't start heating up until when the starters go out. When J-Dub and Chet and Josh go out. And Dort, and then you got Isaiah Joe, Kaysen, Wiggins, and J. Will or K. Rich. That's when SGA takes over. That's when he scores the majority of his points from about the 5-minute mark to about the 2-minute mark. That's when he really starts going. Then he brings back in the starters to close out the quarter. Okay, so that's when he really does his thing. You see what I'm saying? And then in the second quarter, when that group comes in again, which is when the Thunder are the most productive, when you have that group in there, because they are long defensively, they can all shoot the three. What are we the lead? Don't we lead the team in the NBA in numbers of guys who shoot 40% from three?
That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that.
I think. Let me see. I saw something.
Tell you how many we got.
Well, when I was doing my research last night. Let me see, where is it? I saw this stat and I was like, that's just crazy. Let me see.
I do that.
No, I'm talking about that. That to me, that's just kind of cool. That's not a thing that I go, wow. I mean, I think that's kind of cool. Oh, we have 10 players shooting 40% from three. And then we lead the league at 82% from free throw line. I don't know if that's going to continue. 85%.
Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, Lou Dort, Isaiah Joe, Kaysen Wallace, Aaron Wiggins, Kidrich Williams.
Well, hold on. We can pull that up. Nathan, I think we can pull that up.
Yeah, I'm reading it straight up. Now these last two are going to crack it.
Yeah, here it is. You've got J-Dub, Chet, Dort, Joe, Kaysen, Wiggins, K-Rich, that's the ones that play. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, but they don't count. They don't play. They don't play, bro. They don't play. We're talking about people who play. Come on now.
Hey, Olivia Shaw, don't forget about him.
We're talking about people who play. Keep it on point. Keep it on point. People who play. People who play.
That stat was including total.
People who play. Like I said, what did I say? That's what I'm saying. That stat, you can make them say anything you want them to say. Did I not say that? That's why I'm not into them. They can make them say anything they want to. That's why I went. No, hold on. That's why I went to last night going, here are the stats that matter. Where are you offensively? Where you are defensively? Against the other teams in the NBA. Those are the stats that matter. Not going, oh, well, let me pull this little random stat up and make you look good. No. How many points do you score? How many points do you give up? Do what?
Not saying they matter. I'm just saying they're cool.
No, I'm just saying they're random. They're random stats. I just laugh at them. I'm like that kind of stuff. I'm just like whatever, dude.
Well,
I don't.
sometimes it's like, wow, really, I wouldn't have thought that.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. That's for nerd wallets like you. That's what y'all love that stuff because you are one of those. What do you call them?
I forgot.
Analytics people. You are Nathan. You're a banker. You're an analytics guy.
You are,
Are you
you are
not?
hardcore
Are you not? Are
Yahoo.
you not an analytics guy? You like numbers. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm not like I told you last night. All I'm saying is that's why you're on the show because we need somebody who is on the other side, just like the average person who didn't play. We need their point of view on the other side. That's what I was saying last night.
I understand you're saying that. I just love how you point it out dramatically all the time.
Because it matters in what I'm trying to talk about. Because what I'm saying is the average Thunder fan is like you. Agreed? They did not play basketball.
I'm a little more depth than the average Thunder fan. That's just my.
No, but what I'm saying is the average Thunder fan did not play basketball. Right? I mean, on a competitive level, on a competitive upper echelon level, the average person did not. So they have the same. Do what?
My church is pretty competitive, man.
I haven't played church league since high school, so I wouldn't know about that, bro.
Oh, I played with Michael Cage, man.
I don't even know what to say to you, man. Sometimes you come up with some obscure whatever stuff. I'm just like, what are you talking about? What are you talking? What are you talking about? And last night in the association, bro, the Spurs beat the Pistons. Wow, they got a W. How about that? Wembanyama triple-double in 21 minutes, which was his numbers are insane. The Kings beat the Hornets. Wow. The Timberwolves lost to the Celtics in OT. And Anthony Edwards, dude, he's a monster, bro. He's a monster. And we'll talk about what he accomplished last night. So we'll give him some accolades.
Damn, man. Right quick?
Yeah.
As we're talking about the rest of the league, as bad as we talk about, I mean, we're very present.
No, first of all, we don't talk bad about him. We just tell the truth. So we don't talk bad about him.
So as many flaws, let me rephrase it, as many flaws as we think that they have, and as many losses as could have been wins that we think have been caused by certain rotations.
Yes.
Which I'm not saying is incorrect at all.
Yes.
Every team in the league has had losses.
Except the Celtics.
Most of the time.
The Celtics are the most complete team in the league.
I don't disagree with that at all. But if you look at Philly last night, perfect example, lost to the Hawks.
Yes.
You know, I mean, every team goes through what we're going through.
Okay, but can we get to that game? But if you're going to talk about it, can we get there first before? Okay, the Pacers beat the Wizards. Now the Hawks beat the 76ers in overtime by 7 in Atlanta. So go ahead. What's your point?
I mean, so I'm just saying that as bad as we think things are going, I know as bad as not you. I don't know what I'm trying to look for here. As on fire as the Thunder crowd is, I guess, I don't know, up in arms about our losses and how our rotations are bad and things like that. Every team in the NBA goes through the same thing except for, obviously, this year the Celtics, which probably could prove to be the champions this year. We'll see. But, so, I mean...
Well, I hope not, because them and the Lakers are tied for the all-time lead in championships, so no, I do not want Boston to win. But go ahead.
That's one thing I have. I'm glad I don't have a dog in the fight on. So, because Thunder are never going to be at that level. So,
well, the Thunder, see, and I disagree with that. I see them. This is my thing. Well, let's finish this out, then we'll get into that topic. Thunder beat the Heat last night. The Bulls beat the Rockets in overtime. The Pelicans smashed the Warriors. The Warriors are just a dumpster fire, dude. What to me, getting rid of Jordan Poole and keeping Draymond Green has been the worst decision they could have made. But just once again, why Bob Myers left. I think that's one of the reasons why he left. He did not agree with the direction that the owner's son is now taking the team, because he's now basically him and Dunleavy are the ones that are running the team. And then you have the Nuggets getting beat by the Jazz. And what do you say the Jazz are now? What?
They're
nine out of the last 11, right? 9 out of the last 10, but nine out of the last 10 and 9 out of their last 11, right? Didn't you say they were 8-12, 8-2?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So they're now, so now they've won 9 out of their last 10, and then of course you've got the Clippers and beating the Raptors last night for another victory by them. So uh, when we look at the NBA standings, it's getting tight in the West, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Wolves 26-11.
Actually, one.
Wolves 26-11. The Thunder 25-11. Now half game back, winners of the last two. The Nuggets are 26-13. Losers of their last one, they just got beat. Clippers 24. Dude, the Clippers are 19-4 since the trade of James Harden. Since before the change. I mean, since they started figuring it out. Huh?
They were 3 on the team right at the beginning, too, didn't they?
Yeah, they were number 3, and they changed to James, and then they ended up being 5-9, and then now they're just rolling. Then you've got the Kings 23-14, winners of their last two. The Pelicans, which I say to me is a scary team, 22-15. They're 3.5 back, winners of two. The Mavericks lost last night, 22-16. Suns 19-18, losers of their last two. They just got to figure out what the hell they're doing. But they're only 5 deep, 6 deep. After that, they're 7 through 9, 10. They don't have anything. Lakers 18-19, struggling again. Winners of their last game, and then the Rockets losers of their last two. And when I look at, go ahead.
If the Lakers, let's say, maybe make the play-in but miss the playoffs.
Yes, I think that's good for them. I think the Lakers, they've rode Austin Reed as far as they can ride him, or Austin Rivers, what's his last name? Austin Reeves. They've rode him as long as they can ride him. LeBron does not like the coach's rotations, which is why he gets up off the bench and puts himself in games, because he's like, dude, we got to stop this. I'm talking about Darvin Ham. He's like, dude, we're done. And like I said, we were talking about last night, when SGA has almost gotten off the bench, like, okay, you put me in, right? And the coach still keeps in the same rotation he has in, or he'll put in Isaiah Joe, or he'll put in Dort. I'm like, dude, and this is who the Thunder remind me of. The Thunder remind me of the Golden State Warriors before they got Steve Kerr.
I like it, man. I like it.
Okay. Everybody forgets they had back-to-back 50-win seasons and fired the coach. Back-to-back 50 and fired the coach. Because they knew that they have a window of opportunity to make something happen. And he wasn't the dude to do it. So you have to commend them for being smart enough to go, okay, here's our window. We've got to go make this run right now. And the Thunder are right there. That's why I'm saying this year, to me, I was going to give the coach this year and say, okay, here's your year. Are you going to change what you've done? Because remember, 2 years ago, what were we, Nathan? Do you remember what we were 2 years ago?
20 and something? 22 and something like that?
We were 22-50 3 years ago. Okay? 2 years ago, we had 24 wins. We were 24-53. We're 24-11 this year. We've already matched and beat our win totals of 2 and 3 years ago.
That's crazy.
And what the reason why I'm so passionate about the way I feel is because, unlike a lot of you people, y'all weren't at the games we were getting smashed. I was. I went to the games. Okay? I went to the games where there was maybe 8,000-9,000 fans. When me and the commander are sitting there just like, pissed off because we remember what it was like to beat Thunderdome. You know what I'm saying? And so we were there. And then all of a sudden, we watched when we drafted Josh, and it was coming along. We're like, and then all of a sudden, towards the end of the year, he and I are like, oh man, look, dude, we we got something here with SGA and Josh. Oh my goodness, I like this. You can just see them gel together. Okay, so then all of a sudden you get J Dub in there, and then the team goes to another level. Last year, so we went 22, 24, 40. Okay, and I've been there for all of them. And last year, I'm the only person to this day to predicted us to win 40 wins, and everybody laughed at me. And I'm like, look, dude, I've been watching them. Unlike y'all who hadn't watched them at all, I've been watching them. Now all of a sudden you go to YouTube, you got 1,000 people, oh, you Thunder this, Thunder that. I'm like, where the hell were you at when we were getting beat 20? We had 20 wins. I was doing my show last year, a year before, when we weren't very good. We won 24 games. I was doing After the Storm when we just started. And by the way, speaking of that, will you please go to YouTube, like, subscribe, and hit notification button for After the Storm. So it's After the Storm dash OKC Thunder. Subscribe, like, hit notification, as well as the Unpopular Hour. Please like, subscribe, and hit notification if you'll do that. But anyway, it frustrates me, Nathan, because I'm like, I've watched this. That's why I'm so passionate about it, because I'm like, dude, I've watched us go from scrubs, getting killed, to slow. You can just see something. You know what I'm saying? You could just see something. We're a player away. J-Dub jumps off the chart. Then now Chet comes back. Chet jumps off the chart and adds another piece. So you can see the build from 22 to 24 to 40 to now where we're at. So to me, the frustration is now, okay, bro, we're ready. We're here. Who are you trying to build up now? Now it's like J-Dub is their project to get him there. And now all you see nationally is SGA Chet. What you see from the Thunder is J-Dub.
The organization's not ready, man.
The organization's not ready, which is exactly what the Athletic said. SGA and Chet are ready, but the Thunder organization is not. They're not ready to win.
And unfortunately for us, they're going to stay the course, man.
They're going to stay the course. I agree that 100%. They're going to stay the course, and we're going to be exactly where we're going to be. But this is the thing, Nathan, like you and I have talked about, though. You and I have talked about this. What do you do? Do you go out and get marketing, or do you not?
Here's what I'm saying. I think as soon as you get comfortable with thinking what Preston's going to do, what Preston's going to do, he's going to do the opposite.
Well, I don't know what he's going to do. He has two options. You're either going to make a trade and make a splash, or you're going to stay pat. Those are your options.
Well, okay, so here's my question to you. So what do you? I already got the answers. What do you think they should do, and what do you think they will do? Because we've already talked about this.
Right.
You think we should go get marketed, but you think that they won't, right?
Okay. I am 40% getting marketing, 45% getting marketing, 55% staying pat. And this is why.
Because you don't want to ruin the chemistry that we have.
I don't want to give up Kaysen. Okay. Which is why I am staying pat, because to me, the other side of it is let's play out this year the way we are. Then you're going to know exactly what you need to go to the next level. 3 years ago, we added Josh. Our team goes to another level. Last year, you add J-Dub. The team goes to another level. Because remember, you went from SGA, added Josh the next year, added J-Dub the next year, added Chet the next year, along with Kaysen. Okay? So you're on your way up. So now you're at the point now we're clearly ready to win because we played in enough close games. To me, if the game is a 3-point or 4-point game and SGA is on the floor, we're going to win. If the coach keeps the ball in SGA's hands. Last night, he put it in J-Dub's hands. If he does that, we're going to go opposite direction of where we've been. And the thing is this, in the last 3 minutes, stop all your nonsense with trying to be thinking you're a damn coach. Put the ball into, which is what great coaches do, in your best player's hand and let him make the decision. You don't see Steve Kerr, Steph Curry has the ball coming up. Steph, here's the play. We're going to run through you. We go to you first. You're option one. If it doesn't work, then here are your second option. You make the best pick. Our coach takes it out of his hands, puts it in J-Dub's hands, and thinking J-Dub's going to make it. J-Dub's makes plays when it's not on him to make a play. Agreed? Now, he'll make one every now and then, but my point is he's going to lose more games than win games if you put the ball in his hands to do so. Now the question is, are you willing to lose games you should win in order to build him into what you think he can be, or do you go ahead and put the ball in your best player's hands, who's one of the top 5 players, and let him do what he does?
You know what I think the answer to that is?
Well, you don't want to talk about our coach is cerebral and knows what he's doing, and he's smart about basketball, but he does the complete opposite.
You know, see, blow my comment better. Here's what I think. I think it's going to be 50-50. Because he's going to, you know, I mean, like in Denver, perfect example, right? A couple games in Denver. Puts the game in SJ's hands and he wins it, right? So, but he's going to do that with J-Dub too, just because that's the direction they want to go, man.
Yes, clearly it's the direction they want to go. That's clear. They're not hiding that. Yeah.
I think they're going to do it about half and half, to be honest with you.
And we're going to lose half those games if they do that.
And I think they would probably tell you it's part of the growing process.
That's exactly what. Now listen, that's what they're going to tell the people who don't know what the hell basketball is about. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
But this is my problem. Please hurry up and get the hell on national TV. Okay? Because the Thunder will get exposed, and he will be exposed if he does what he's doing. He will get exposed. They're going to light him up. Okay? Because the rest of the NBA understands the ball should be in SGA's hands. It doesn't matter what J-Dub does. They're going to talk about SGA because he is the future face of the league. Him and Ant-Man, probably now the job's pretty much then. I don't even know what the word is I want to use for it.
De'Aaron Fox might have to say something to say about
De'Aaron Fox, but I don't think he has the personality, and he's in Sacramento.
That's true.
Okay, so that leaves you with him, Ant-Man, that leaves you with Jason Tatum. Those are the people that they're looking for as the future faces of the league. Because they're all 4, 5, 6.
Right.
So that's who they're looking for as far as the league. And the Thunder are, instead of us promoting SGA, if the Thunder would promote SGA the way they did Russell, it would be crazy. But they don't do that. The NBA promotes SGA, not the Thunder. The NBA promotes Chet and SGA, not the Thunder.
Do you think that the past has scared them?
Yes, 100%. He's cautious because of what happened. Yes. Going all in on Paul George. Yes, I agree. 100%.
I was more talking about the way they promoted Russell made Russell what he is.
No, when they did that with Russell by bringing him back, that's what did that.
Well, I'm talking about early this year.
Listen, I'm telling you, when the dynamics of the team changed is when Russell was left the bench, and I'm sitting right there behind the bench watching him walk to the locker room. And we're all in a row of us. This is back when we had 18,000 people, so every seat was full. And we turned around and went, did he just walk out and walk off the bench and leave his team? He sure as hell did. And they sent Maurice Cheeks. He almost hit Maurice Cheeks in the face with a clipboard. And Maurice Cheeks went and got him. That was the Thunder's downfall. Because you lost KD and Ibaka right there. You lost KD, and then because he is the jackass that he is the one that dictated to them, and that's why they don't want to do that again. But what you're doing is, by promoting J-Dub, you're doing the exact same thing with J-Dub. By promoting him up, you had a perennial all-star in KD, the best player, one of the best players on the planet, one of the best players in the league, and you promoted a guy who wasn't. And that guy, once he got the power, he took over from there. That's what happened. That's what happened. So I believe they're still. I agree with that premise, Nathan, that I think that they're afraid that SGA will do the same type of thing if you give him that power. You know, you look at LeBron, the power he has. When you give power to someone like that, then they tend to exploit it. I think that's what they're afraid of a little bit. But SGA don't seem like he has that type of deal. But once again, we're not in the locker room.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought so too. I mean, I don't
We're not
think
in
we're
locker
going
room,
to
so
see
we don't know what personality he has when it comes to that. We don't know.
Sure,
So,
sure.
but all I'm saying is to win, okay, to win, you promote SGA, you promote Chet, so that we can be the first team since 1957 to have the MVP and the Rookie of the Year. And both of them, as long as we win, like I said, if we're in the top two in the West as far as winning records, and we're in the top two or three in the like maybe it's if we're ahead of Embiid and ahead of Jokic, we win the MVP. SGA does, especially if he continues to do because I think him and Michael Jordan would be the only two to average 30 points and 2.5 steals in the game. Thunder
Plus
don't mention
50%.
that.
Yeah, plus 50% shooting.
Yes, plus 50% shooting, which is crazy, insane.
Crazy.
We'll take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, Collaborative Logic. Thank them guys for keeping us up and running. Appreciate them. Appreciate everything that they
Speaking of
do
that,
for
can
us.
you, I'm assuming my computer's staying here today.
Okay, Nathan, I'm talking about sponsors. Well, thank our
All right.
sponsors, Collaborative Logic, and keeping them up and running. And yes, I'm coming to get it. Thank them for up and running, keeping us going. If you have any needs for computers, software, and all that, yes. Call these guys and hook them up. SRB, if you have any need for engineering, surveying, or planning, they are the people to holler at because they love, love, love to be behind the scenes. Oak Grove Trucking, if you have any needs for a computer, for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, my boy in his dump truck is the man. Greg and Max Nafee at Nafco, thank them for supporting me like they've always done all of these years and everything that I've wanted to do. Y&B, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender and a member of the FDIC. Proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Holler at our boys over there, or you can go in and see our boy Nathan or the Horn Man or Carson Wright at the main bank at 401 Elm in downtown Yukon. YB East, which is off the Parkway and 66th or 39th Expressway. YB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. YB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks and I-40, just south of I-40 there. You can't miss it, right in front of the hospital. YB Peoples, located in Bethany, 6201 Northwest 23rd between Rockwell and MacArthur. Shelter Insurance, the Mark Pemberton Agency, located at 4609 Southeast 29th Street in Dale City, Oklahoma, 405-670-2424. They're open Monday through Thursday, 9 to 5, Fridays, 9 to 1. Closed Saturdays and Sundays, proudly serving the Middale area since 1982. Yes, Nathan, to answer your question, that's part of why I was trying to get the show done and be done early today because I got to get out of here. I got to go take Ace to run it, to go meet his new babysitting place. Hopefully that works out with him and her. Then I was going to come because it's over in the west, far west, I think towards Bethany. So I was going to then come to Yukon.
Oh,
What?
not that far, man. Not
No,
that
I'm saying
far.
it's far from me. Anyway, go over to Bethany. Then I was going to come. Then I was going to come to Yukon, get your computer, come back, drop my computer off. Well, actually, I'm going to have to drop both computers off in the morning. Actually, I may just come get yours in the morning because we have the show tonight. Well, hopefully there won't be a show. Hopefully we'll spank the Blazers, but I have no idea what's going to happen. But we may skip until tomorrow, and then I'll come get your because both computers have to be there at the same time. So if I drop your computer off tonight, you see what I'm saying, Nathan?
Well, if you come get it, where are they at? They're in Bethany, right?
No, they're downtown, basically off Fifth and Walnut, I believe.
Okay, so I mean,
Oh,
I'm
Oklahoma.
not
It's
trying
already
to
off Oklahoma.
make the decision for you, but I think because you know as well as I do, in the morning you're going to get busy, something's going to happen. And you're
No, I don't have
like,
any. Tomorrow morning, only thing I got to do in the morning is get everything set up. I got to get all my stuff packed up because I'm going to see Lil G this weekend. So yeah, that's the only thing I've got going on this weekend. So I'm going to get all that done. But what I may do, what I'm trying to do is go ahead and get done here so I can go to have him meet, then come see you, grab your computer. That way the first thing in the morning I can drop it off at 8:30 and then at noon or whatever pick it back up. Because usually it only takes him a couple of hours if I drop it off. But I got to make sure Braden is there and get that done so you can have your thing. Because if push comes to shove, if that doesn't happen, then what I'll do tomorrow is just bring you my computer and then you can just hook mine up and do it. Because I'm not going. Because I'm not using it. Clearly, I'm not using it this weekend because it's all about the little man. It's all about him being happy. Now, did you do your All Star voting yet? Have you done your All Star voting?
Yeah.
Okay. Now here's my East. I put Trey in there and I left everybody else the same. Maxey, Tatum, Antetokounmpo, and Embiid. So I left my East the same except for Trey. Why did they make Trey look so small? I know he's little, but if you notice how little he looks compared to Maxey and him, he looks tiny. He looks tiny. And then, of course, the West I've got, my West has not changed. Shea, Luka, KD, LeBron, and Jokic. That's my.
And this is not the. I know this is not the starters. We're talking about the starters, but you know what I saw the voting the other day? I was like,
What?
I think Kyrie is like 7th in guard voting, something like that, maybe 6th or 7th. And I'm sitting there thinking, how can you vote for that guy?
They love him.
I mean, I know he's a good basketball player, but he didn't play half the time.
They love him. That's the only thing bad about fan voting, bro. Because remember, somebody was out for the year. It was Kevin Durant. I think he got voted in. He didn't play.
As the captain, remember?
Yeah, he wasn't even on. He didn't play. He was hurt. So that's fan voting. They love who they love. You know that.
Yeah,
the NFL, the difference between the NFL and the NBA, the NFL is team driven and the NBA is player driven.
Well, and I was going to change the subject a little bit and go a different direction, but the same kind of argument. But yeah, I afraid she's going to rip me for it. I didn't do it.
Well, usually when you say something crazy, I do. That's facts.
Okay, well, you remember, and maybe you don't remember this, but you remember when USC had Dwayne Jarrett, Matt Leinart, and Reggie Bush, right?
Yes.
And Carson Palmer made it known publicly because he had Heisman vote. He said, I'm voting Leinart 1, Bush 2, and Jarrett 3.
Yes.
And I'm just like, come on, man.
I've always said, by the way, congratulations to our guy, Mr. Blackman, for getting in the College Hall of Fame from Oklahoma State as wide receiver. He was well deserved. Huh?
Justin Blackman?
Yes. He deserved it. He was in college.
Line change, boys. What's up?
Hey, what's up, B? How you doing, man? But but congratulations on him being a dude.
Hey, Blackman was a beast in
college.
Dude,
unbelievable, man.
He was a dog.
The only thing that could stop him was himself.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, but just a monster, bro. Just an absolute monster.
I would love to see that guy play in the NFL, man, a lot. I mean, he would have been.
Well, the problem is, if he played in today's game, he would be playing.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true.
Because it's just over weed.
It was over weed, that's right.
It was over weed. So, I mean, today's game, he'd be playing. So, goes back to the archaic thinking of older conservative people.
Like Sampson. I mean, he wouldn't have got in trouble at Indiana today because that stuff's legal.
Yeah, it's insane. So, but anyway, it happens the way it happens. But anyway, so let's do this so we can move on. In NBA news, Anthony Edwards, the Ant-Man, became the 6th player in NBA history to record 5,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, 1,000 assists at 22 or younger. He's the 3rd youngest to do it. Now this list, LeBron is the youngest, clearly, at 21 years and 22 days.
Yeah, he had a 4-year head start.
Yeah, he did. Luka, 22 years old, but he came straight in out of high school. So Luka and him had the start.
Luka also had a 4-year head start. Playing
professional
in Europe.
Right, and then Anthony Edwards, 22 years, 158 days. Kobe, remember, he didn't hardly play at all his rookie year. Remember, they didn't play him hardly at all his rookie year. One. Yeah, if he'd have played, he would be. Him and LeBron would probably be fighting for that. Tracy McGrady, 22 years old, 233 days. He was a beast. T-Mac, God dang. And then
he gets forgotten on how good he was.
Agreed. And then Giannis. So I agree, Ben, 100%. Now, let's go ahead and talk about NFL news. Bro, Belichick getting fired. What's your thoughts, Ben?
I think it was like, so I think it was more of a mutual thing, but
It didn't look mutual on the podium.
Yeah, I know, but neither did the Seahawks deal. You know, like the
Seahawks deal definitely was not. Pete Carroll clearly did not want to quit. Was not ready to be fired.
Yeah, and they're like, yeah, but we're going to keep you in the building, so you can keep on, clapping your hands and slapping your gum around, over here. It's fine. But we're going to keep you in the building. It's kind of like, we're not kicking you out, Grandma, but we're going to put you in a home. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. So he's still around, funny. But yeah, I get that. And I was surprised by the Belichick thing, but also I think it wouldn't have happened without Vrabel. I think Vrabel's going to be the next coach easily there. So, he got fired also from Tennessee.
Yeah.
So I do see him going there. He's an expatriate. If you watch his video, he got put in the Ring of Honor this year, and he's saying, we got a game to win. And he's talking as he's a Patriot. And he talks about how great New England is, how great the area is, how lucky he was to play there. So I honestly, I think that would be the tipping point on the Bill Belichick. I think he might still have been there.
And Vrabel wanted out.
Didn't get fired.
Vrabel wanted out. He wanted out.
Yeah, he wanted out, and they wanted him out, and he was okay with it, and that's cool.
Okay,
but I think it's because he wanted to go. I think he really does want to go to New England.
Hey,
so the Bill Belichick thing, I don't know where he's going to go. Think of him and Saban and Carroll all going somewhere.
Isn't that crazy? The greatest college coach and greatest NFL coach all gone. I have a question for you guys.
All three of them go to Los Angeles Chargers. You know what I mean? All three of them. It's like, oh
my God. I have a question for y'all. Do you all think, and Nathan, I'll ask you, do you all think that Vrabel and the Patriots had already had a conversation privately of what was going to happen with Bill?
Guys, I'll be honest with you. As a Patriots fan, I didn't even think about Vrabel going there, and I should have, but I just didn't.
I know, but what I'm saying is, so you don't think that they had a private conversation then, Nathan?
No, I absolutely. Now that I put that in my mind, I absolutely think they did. Probably.
Yeah, Ben, what do you think?
1,000,000%. I think whenever he got put in the Ring of Honor, because he's a coach of another National Football League team. So I think when they went there, I think him and Bob Kraft had a conversation or so, and I imagine the writing was on the wall. And I mean, Vrabel wants to go back. If you go, I'm telling you,
he wanted to be back.
That speech. If you go back and listen to that speech, he wants to be a Patriot. He talked about how special it is, how he talks about everything about it. So I think that they definitely had a conversation. And maybe they were going to leave, Bill as GM and let him be coach. But I don't think when you have all that power, it's hard to give all that up at the same, you know what I mean? Without just reining yourself back, so to speak.
I agree.
So it'd be hard to be like, okay, I used to be the boss of this. Now I just have to, sit my butt down and not talk about it. That's not going to happen.
Agreed.
So it's got to be, one or the other.
Agreed.
So, but I think when that happened, I think that was the writing on the wall for Bill.
Yep.
But say Vrabel was still there, I don't know if Bill would be gone right now.
Yeah. Yeah. NFL head coaching openings now. God dang. We have the Chargers. We have the Seahawks. We have the Raiders. We have the Commanders. We have the Falcons. We have the Tennessee Titans. We have the Patriots, and we have the Panthers. Now, I kind of got them ranked in order of the goodness of the job. Clearly, the Chargers is the best job out there.
Yeah, definitely. That and the Seahawks are both really good jobs.
And then the Raiders are still they've got a good core, a group, and the Commanders are not bad either. So if you're the GM of any, or you're the president of any of these teams, Nathan, would you hire Bill Belichick to run your operations, or would you hire him just strictly as coach and give have a GM over him?
If I was going to hire him at all, I would definitely just hire him as the coach, because he is so stubborn. You saw it in New England, dude. He won't change. He does not change. And he was good, but to me, we've had this discussion before. If he doesn't have Tom Brady, he might not even win one Super Bowl.
Yep.
I don't like the guy at all. I honestly don't.
Well, and it's so funny is, what the funny thing was, and then Ben, I'll ask you too. The funny thing is, did you guys notice, Ben, and I'll have you answer that question too, and also, did you notice he wasn't mumbling like he always does? He was speaking clearly. He wasn't mumbling like he always does because of the arrogance. Well, I'm Bill Belichick, and I can talk, I can do whatever I want. So, Ben, do you think that was a different? Was he trying to audition for new jobs, not in a hoodie, dressed in a suit and tie?
No, I think he knew that it was going to be done. That's why he dressed the way he did, and that's why he put out his final interview in a more professional manner. But I mean, even if you saw him on College Game Day in the Army Navy game, he talked. He talked very well, very very clearly. I think he just doesn't like talking to media, which is, I mean, I
Well,
wouldn't
you're a
either.
head coach. You have no choice. You've been doing it for
I
30
know.
years.
Well, that's
I mean, what are you
exactly.
going
You
to
have
do?
no choice. Doesn't mean you have to do it with a smile. I mean, you don't have to do it with a smile on your face. We would like it if you did. It could be great if you showed
Well, at
your
least
personality a
not
little bit.
mumble.
Yeah, well, I agree with you. I'm just saying but it's not like required. I mean, you're required to do the interviews. He doesn't. He just does the interviews because he's kind of like Marshawn Lynch for the whites. You know what I mean? He's kind of like, oh yeah, the next question.
Yeah, Marshawn Lynch. What a player he was. Marshawn.
He was all
That's
time.
too funny.
He was all time.
He was cracking me up.
But,
okay, now
yeah, I mean, you know what I mean. He just he didn't want to do the interviews. I feel the same way about Belichick. I think he just like, okay, if I have to do this bull crap, I'll do it. And that's where he's at. But. And I can see it from both sides, and we'd like to see more of his personality because, like, if you did see him on that College Game Day, like when he put that helmet on his head, put the Navy helmet, like he actually had some personality that day. Like, you're like, holy crap, this is the real Bill Belichick.
I think that
the guys see.
We think that the next guy is going to be Nick Saban's going to take old boy's place.
Oh, I think it's going to be Vrabel.
No, I'm talking about his College Game Day.
Oh yeah.
College Game day.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
He's gone. Okay,
that'd be awesome. They'll get paid a ton of money to do it too.
Now Saturday we have the Browns and the Texans. The Texans are +2. Over under 44.5. We got the Dolphins. We got the Dolphins in Kansas City. The Chiefs are -4. Dude, it's going to be what did they say it was? -9. Is that what they said, Nathan?
Yeah.
Wasn't it -9?
Yeah, it's going to be definitely below freezing, and it's going to be. And I'm pissed off about it being on Peacock, but whatever.
Dude, what? Yeah, I was say what? I was going to talk about that. What?
Sorry.
No, I was going to talk about that. No, I'm just saying I was going to bring that up next. Is NFL. I mean, but they gave him $110 million just to do this.
That's what I'm saying. Money's money. Whatever.
That's a lot of money to say no. But you remember, though, if you're in Kansas City's district or their area, you can watch the game on local TV.
Yeah, which we might get that here.
Yeah, we may get that. But I'm just saying
we may get it. But I think it's exclusively on Peacock. I think there's no.
No, it's exclusive. No. It's exclusive. But remember, Peacock is NBC.
Yeah, but
so what I'm saying is the local Peacock affiliate, which is NBC.
We'd be lucky. We'd be lucky to get that game
because we are in their little. What do you call it? Their little view area, bubble, whatever it is.
St. Louis Cardinals,
but like East Coast and West Coast, Did y'all see where the Charles Omenihu is going to give 90 people? He's paying for them to watch the game.
Yeah, was it
30
people 90-day subscription or something like that?
Yeah, it was 90 days. Well, it's 30 people with 90 days, right? That's what it was.
I think it was 90. I think it was 90
30
for 3 months.
Is that what 90 for 3 months? Okay. Yeah, something like that. So
I saw that. Yeah, it's badass. He's like, I want my people to see me. He's like, this is ridiculous.
That was just ridiculous.
But going back to that Browns Texans game, that's gonna. I mean, it's in it's in Houston, which, I mean, that place can get loud. I know all year it wasn't like the busiest, but C.J. Stroud looks really good right now.
He does,
and so does Joe Flacco. I mean, he looks fantastic. Yeah. The way that and that defense.
That defense.
I mean.
I'll tell you what, your Ravens.
That's going to be a hell of a game.
Your Ravens don't want to see them. Then
nobody wants to see the Browns right now. That defense is definitely top 3 in the league. You don't want to see them come playoff time. Defense wins championships.
Agreed.
We all know it.
Yep.
So it's one of those things.
But you got to score too.
Yep, exactly. Which Joe Flacco has been. Yep. Yeah, he's been putting balls in keyholes. You know what I mean? He's been doing. I mean, it's insane, just dropping them in buckets from. Yeah. So C.J. Stroud, he's played great too. So that's going to be. I'm excited for that game, and I'm glad they're separated a little bit, so we got a chance to watch both.
And then Sunday, okay, Nathan, who you got? Steelers and Bills. Bills are -10.5, -10 over under 35.5. Who you like? That's a lot of points, though. That's a lot of points, don't you think? Do you take Steelers and the points, though?
Yeah, probably just take Steelers the points.
Yeah, no T.J. Watt, which is terrible for them. That's their anchor.
Yeah, the defensive player.
That really sucks.
Yeah, defensive player of the year. Then we have
exactly, and then you got Mason Christmas or Rudolph or whatever. You got him in there. I mean, he's doing all right. But if it's going to be as cold as it's going to be out in Buffalo, it's going to be snowing. Weather's going to be terrible. But
that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Both of those teams are. That doesn't affect.
They're not going to be able to throw the football out there, Matty.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is, they're both from Pittsburgh and Buffalo. That's not going to matter.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is though, like Josh Allen's a built-in running back I like the Bills
Mason
in the
Rudolph
game,
is
but
not with his little hands.
well, yeah, and he's not known to run the football like Josh Allen does. So I think like with you having and the Bills have had an increase, better running game in the last, I don't know, 10 weeks or so. They kind of picked it up a little bit. If it's going to be down in the trenches without TJ Watt, I think the Bills are going to take it. The 10's heavy, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'll take the Steelers
I'll take the 10 points with the
That's
Steelers.
What I'm saying.
I'll take
That's
the
what
Bills
I do.
outright.
Yes, I think the Bills will win, but I take the Steelers in the money.
It's going to be an Army-Navy game. It's going to be like 13-9.
Yeah. And then the Packers at the Cowboys. Drew's Cowboys minus 7.5 point favorites over the Packers in Jerry World at 3:30 on Fox.
How much pressure's on the Cowboys?
A lot.
Ooh.
A lot. Then we have the Rams against the Lions. I'm going to really be interested to see Matty Stafford on his way home, coming back to the house. 51.5.
No Jersey fan. Nobody's allowed to wear Stafford jerseys.
Yes.
Yeah, and just going back real quick to that Packers-Cowboys game, the Jordan Love is one of the best. He's probably top 5 quarterback over the last 8 weeks.
Yeah, but
so he's gonna light them up. I think. Especially with
it's Jerry World, man. And the Cowboys play well. The only thing is, this is my thing. The Cowboys are either going to spank them, or the Packers are going to win in a close game.
I know Gilmore's hurt. I don't. So that opens it up. I don't know. I'm a Cowboys fan behind the Ravens, but
I just think
7.5's a lot.
I just think the Cowboys are going to blow them out. The Cowboys are going to blow them out. The Packers are going to beat them in a close game. I think that's where we're at in that. Eagles at the Bucks. And this is the crazy part. Here's the crazy part, guys. When I start looking at this in the playoffs.
If it's in Baltimore, if the weather's bad, you want to play. If you want to play Miami, if the weather's bad, but Cleveland and Pittsburgh are used to it. That division just beats each other up every year. I'd probably say you want to. If I was Baltimore, I'd want to play Miami.
I'd want to play Houston. I don't care, man. Okay, I don't like the guy at all. I don't care what the weather's like, man. You never want to see Tyreek Hill walk into your building.
Nope.
Well, don't pass passes. I mean, that guy can make anything happen out of anything.
And I will give him this. Tyreek's the one guy. He played in Kansas City, so he is used to the cold. So that's the one guy. But those Florida boys, once your joints are all warm and nice every day, once you get out in that cold, and it is a pain in the butt. I hope so, but that defense has been skeptical lately, and Baker has those chips on his shoulder right now. I know, but he's the good Baker's been showing up all season. Well, Detroit can't beat anybody in the playoffs. They haven't won one in like 30-something years. Oh, okay. I was like, yeah, the Lions can't beat anybody. I got you. No.
Yeah, sure you will. Keep going. Yeah, keep going. All right. Keep going. Keep going.
She'll be 12 because you've been.
You want to know what he did yesterday? The other day, he was doing the top 25, and he goes, number 8, whoever. Number 10, whoever. And he just completely skipped over me. And it's sad part was I don't even think he knew he did.
Yeah, I know I did it. I know I did it. Anyway, okay, here's the big
They lost last night, man. They lost last night. So.
Can I go through it now? You mind? Can I go through?
No, you said you weren't going to.
I'm going through it.
You were going to.
Okay, fine. I'll skip over it. Fine with me.
No, go ahead.
No, too late now. I'm done. No, I'm done. I'm done. Thank you for coming back, Ben. So I can have some bit of facility, because this dude over here, man. I needed some civility with dealing with him, man. He's just been on fire, Mr. Analytics stat man that he is. It's been driving me crazy.
Oh, dude, gotta love it.
Yeah, but anyway, hey guys, I'm out of here. I gotta go. Hey, nice seeing you guys. Hey, thanks for being on finally, Ben. And Nathan, I'll talk to you later. I gotta get out of here. Yo.
Hold on, one more. Ben, you got a new nickname for Matt. It's Hardcore Me on.
Anyway, so what we're saying, Ben, is nice talking to you. Hey, I want to thank everybody for watching this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm Matt Clark, and I was joined by my guy, Ben Dillman, High Stick Harry. Finally, after 2 weeks, we get to see my boy and get him on a little bit, so hopefully he can be on earlier tomorrow. But and then what's his name? The dude over at YMB, what's his name over there? He's on my nerves over here. Mr. Analytics himself, Nathan Taylor. That being said,
Nathan Taylor.